Hi there, Spitfire here. Blah, blah, blah. Hi there, Spitfire here with Game Mode 5, and I am going to show you guys the Reverse Tower. Now, this is actually a really interesting turnaround from what was in the original campaign, where the mobs start up top and then you have to keep them from going downstairs, which really does give you a lot of cool and interesting game mechanics. And it kind of makes me wonder if it was designed to do this. Anyways, as you can see, we're getting our starting items. Some of the more important ones, the archers, sticky tar traps. Let's see, the barricades are very important. The scorchers, you could probably go with a couple other things on that. And of course, these are grinders. Grinders are very important. As you can see here, what I'm doing is oh, the lightning ring. Lightning ring is imperative here. And you'll see why here after a little bit. Anyways, our archers we are going to place here in the center, just like before, because we will have some bats to take care of, and they also soften up some of the enemies, make them a little easier to take out. We're going to start with 2, and we're going to go up top here. We're about to start the wave, and you'll kind of see what my plan is. So there we started it. Give me a couple seconds to run up here. I'm going to go ahead and... There we go. I'm going to pop my lightning ring and start firing away. The lightning cloud will help soften them up. Now, of course, right now, what I'm worried about is I'm worried about the about not letting them down the stairs too far because of the time, of course. You know, we want to get as many skulls as possible. So here we go. There we go. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop that again. The timing here is great because it allows you to keep that lightning cloud up most of the time, especially in the early stages. It's a little bit harder in the later stages, but now you're going to see me. There we go. I'm going to place 2 of these to help soften up the enemies as they come out of that door, which helps with kobold sappers and some of those things. We're also going to place our cloud there so that we can get some combos here. Now the flyers, as you can imagine, are going to get annoying, but we'll just go ahead and place one more of our guardians there. Now the top kind of takes care of itself to a certain extent with the lightning cloud there, but still those archers can be annoying. So you want to make sure that they are taken care of, and that you are keeping an eye on the fire or the ice bats as well. Those ice bats can melt your archers fairly fast if you're not careful. Well, not melt them, but drop their health to 0. How about that? Okay, we've got enough for another archer. I'm going to go ahead and place him there, and that allows me to. I don't know. Let's go ahead and try to take out some of these guys. Help the archers out. Okay. Now this wave here. Actually, we're not going to do much else. We're just going to wait for it to pop, and then pop our lightning ring. There we go. Now, I popped it a little bit early there. The reason behind that is it gives my mana a little bit more time to recharge, and I still get to utilize the cloud. As you can see there, before they even walk through the door, the cloud is hitting them. So there we go. It's always nice to have soft enemies when they do step out on there. See, there's those kobold sappers. Now, unfortunately, those didn't come out first, so they got through. But I believe that our defenses here really helped. There we go. See? And a really great thing is, you notice one of the ogres, the fire ogres, just fell. The reason behind that is the exploding barrels on the kobold sappers took their health to 0. And that actually happens a couple times here between me firing and them dying on the what do you call it? The red fiery brimstone. Brimstone. Yeah, that's the word. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start focusing more down here. But at first, I am going to go ahead and put some brimstone there to make sure we don't have an issue with kobold sappers surprising me. And we're going to go ahead and place another trap there. Let's go ahead. We're going to need another... I don't know about that placement. We are going to need another one of these barricades, but probably more like right here. The reason we don't need them straight down is because of the orc pathing. We want to keep them walking in a straight line, but there's nowhere for them to really go. They're in between those two things. So we're gonna place that. I believe we might change that later, but for right now, it's a good investment. All right, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and start firing away at these guys. We've got that lightning cloud up, and that helps. We're gonna try to keep that up as much as possible. And there we go. We just heard a gnoll hunter. Oh, okay, apparently. Yeah. Now I'm going to hide here inside this. There we go. I hid inside of my grinders because it helps damage the gnoll hunter while I am firing at them. So, you know, it kind of helps melt them as fast as possible. Which with them is a huge thing you want to do. Let's go ahead and replace our barricade. That's good enough right there. You may lose a couple of barricades here, and that's perfectly fine. We're gonna just, yeah, let's not do that right now. Let's go ahead and put a couple of archers back here. One's always on the floor right now. Alright. And we tried to place them back a little bit of ways for a couple reasons. To keep them safe, and we also did it to allow them to hit right there at the line, the death line, so that we can kind of keep them separate, and we can kind of maximize our score. Of course, we're not really focusing on score. If we were, the setup would be almost entirely different. But it is always nice to take that into consideration anytime you're setting up your traps. Okay, let's go ahead and place another one of these guys and another one there. Let's see. Okay, time to go. We're just going to place one of those guys there. That may be a bad decision. I'm not really sure on that one right now. Now, the cloud pretty much did take care of all of those enemies, and that is great. Of course, you know, I did sacrifice some score doing that, but I believe that in the long run, you know, getting those guys out of the way was a good idea. And we've got a fire ogre coming down. Fire ogres are tough, but these lightning clouds do have a tendency to take them out. Not necessarily fast, but you know, it definitely helps get their health down. Okay, there's another fire ogre. Two more actually. Let's go ahead and pop that lightning ring. Now I have some trouble here. Now one thing you'll notice, I actually run directly past my guardians, and I run down the stairs. The reason being is to keep my archers alive and possibly firing at these guys. Whereas if I didn't do that, I would be just SOL. Now, I'm going to take an opportunity here to run back up the stairs. Now, I need to go heal in the worst possible way. Alright, so I barely made it by the skin of my teeth. Now, they probably shouldn't have even gotten that far. That was a mistake on my part. I should have been a little bit more prepared with my lightning clouds, earlier in the game. But that's something we can't really fix right now. Alright, so we're going to place that. Now, it doesn't so much help with the fire ogres, but the rest of the enemies, if they do end up getting this far, that will help melt them, so to speak. We're also going to place a grinder there and a tar trap, and there we go. The reason we're doing this is to basically create a decent-sized, or rather a decent amount of damage that we can do. Let's see, what are we gonna do here? All right. Okay. Now we're out of money, so it is time for us to go ahead and start working on these guys. Oh, fire ogre. And like I said before, the fire floor trap, that's not for the fire ogres as much as it is. Oh, hey! That was actually an accident, but if you need it, might as well use it, right? Okay. So, they are, as you can see, filing through, and they're actually dying fairly fast there. I'm going to pop that again as soon as I possibly can, and they are dead. And if I was smart, I would be firing at them while they are walking through the grinder that I have set up, but I'm not. I'm actually trying to play it as safe as possible. As many close calls as I've had on this level, I try to play it safe. Alright. And as soon as possible, we are going... Okay, we're going to sell that back and put that there. Alright. We're going to go ahead and open up our steel weavers. And we're going to take some upgrades here, except that. Alright. Let's go ahead and go with the additional Guardian health. Because we will definitely need that. Between the fire bats and these extra archers that I have back here, I can foresee them taking some abuse. Not only that, but I would like to upgrade as soon as possible and get them their fire charges for their bows. I believe we have we get enough money on this level to be able to do a lot more, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it really depends on how you set it up and how well you farm that gold, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. You could call it gold. You could call it chicken. I don't know. All right. So I went ahead, I started my cloud there, and got down here as fast as possible, knowing I'll be able to go ahead and drop that again right there. So I pretty much got a twofer on that one. It's possible to do a few times during this level. Don't count on being able to do that all the time. But it is a nice technique to use if you have the lightning ring. As you can see, I really don't have anything coming down the stairs right now. That's because most of the small enemies are already taken care of, and that ogre right there is almost dead anyway. And we've got that Knoll Hunter, and he's gone. And again, that ogre, by the time he gets to me, is pretty much melted. We've got these other ogres here. Now I'm gonna wait. There we go. Right about there, I pop my my thunder cloud thingy. Lightning cloud. Ah! Okay. I see. I know. You're running after me. No, you're not gonna get me. All right, cool. Okay, go ahead. Collect our coins here. And we're gonna need to beef this stuff up a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at how we can do that. I believe, let's go with a paladin here and a paladin here to try to keep, there we go. And I believe we're going to put let's put some archers back here for those that do get this far and for extra safety as far as our ice bats. Alright. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that. In fact, that could be a bad decision depending on how you have the rest of the levels set up. But anyways, I digress. Okay, put another grinder there and another grinder there. Keep them walking through this as much as possible, and we're going to slow them down with these sticky tar traps. That way they take as much damage as possible while they're walking through this setup. If I was, there we go. If I was smart, I would have put a brimstone right there a little bit sooner, but I'm not smart. I'm not smart, man. That's my force gun. Okay, I know it sucks. Alright, moving along. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to pop our lightning cloud there, take out those guys as much as possible. And we are going to also worry about the top here. Pretty much pop that. Now I know that those kobolds are not going to get through the grinders, but it's also good to get it down to the essential enemies. You really don't want to have to worry about the bigger guys if you don't have to. They're the biggest pain on this level anyway. Okay, let's see. Okay, as you can see, we've got our fire ogres coming through. I've got my cloud over there working on them, as well as the grinders and whatnot. Alright. We're going to try to take these guys out as much as possible. Now, of course, you guys probably see a few combos there. It's always easy to get combos on orcs. Or not orcs, sorry, ogres. But, you definitely want to try to guarantee that as much as possible. Okay, and the paladins come in to the rescue for that. I don't know. I can't talk today. Alright, so there's our fire ogre. Now, as you can see, I am doing my secondary attack on him a couple of times there. Main reason is that I'm trying to get as many hits on him as possible before he gets to me. Of course, it didn't work the way I planned it. Those guys can run. I'll tell you what, for big guys, oy. Okay, so I went ahead, I popped that. Now that was probably a little bit too early. That was probably a bad decision, but I digress. I'm gonna go ahead and recharge my mana here because I know I'm good. Now I'm gonna run up top just to be a pain, pop my thunder or my lightning cloud there, and then follow the kobolds down, and then through the bodies of orcs, and then pop my my lightning cloud there again too. Again, that's something you don't necessarily want to count on being able to do. But if you can pull it off a couple of times, it can really help the progression of the game and really speed things up too. And as you can see, I just had a couple of kobold sappers there, which means that I probably could have prepared a little bit more before this particular wave, but I think it'll be okay. All right, so there's a barricade that I have to replace. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay. Take those guys out as quickly as possible. Okay. Alright, so we have, looks like, is that one more level left? I'm not really sure. Or what, one more wave left? Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and take our... let's go ahead and take these upgrades. And I still have money to burn. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to... Ooh! Coin! Go ahead and hit those guys where it hurts. Now we're down here. Okay. Alright. Now, here in a second, our mana, oh, there we go. Our mana is high enough to be able to go ahead and cast that, so we'll do that now. I'm going to run back to the rift. I'm going to heal up a little bit because I do have a little bit of breathing room here. And we're going to run back out into battle. And back up to our grinders here. Okay. Alright, there's our thunder cloud, lightning cloud, whatever. Whatever, I call it what I want. Okay. And this guy, of course, is going to be our biggest pain, because that's just the kind of guy he is. Alright, and that is that. I'm Spitfire with Game Mode 5. I hope you've liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe, comments please. If you notice we only got 4 skulls, that's because we could have done this a little bit quicker. Anyways, like I said, like, subscribe, comments please.